Hey, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on this YouTube with me. If you guys, I'm gonna start off by saying, if you guys have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I'm gonna be putting out so much amazing content, you guys, to inspire you, uplift you, and help you grow mentally and emotionally almost every day. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, right? And yeah, if you guys like the content that I'm putting out, please leave me a comment. Please let me know what your thoughts are about the videos that I've been posting and I will keep posting, right? So keep me updated. So thank you so much for hopping on again with me. And today's topic that I wanted to talk about, you guys, that, you know, triggers are times to look inside of you and understand that those triggers are there because those are past traumas that haven't healed, right? A lot of people, they get triggered, whether it be they get frustrated or they get angry or they get sad or they go through a depression over something that happened to them, and it pops up out of nowhere through something, again, that happened to them recently. But a lot of times those recent triggers are just, traumas that were not healed, right? That were not confronted. And you guys know that any topic that I like to talk about, I always like to give you guys examples and just based off of my experience. So nothing that I talk about on my channel, you guys, is ever something that I haven't experienced, I haven't went through, I haven't, have knowledge about, or I'm not working through, right? So whatever that, again, I'm going to talk to you guys about currently right now, I'm going to give you guys an example on how, there was a trigger that happened to me that I realized it was a trauma that was not healed. So the reason, again, why I wanted to talk about this is because something happened to me this weekend where I was triggered, right? And it was a trigger that I realized after I took a step back, man, I haven't healed from that situation. So I'm going to share with you guys what that trigger is. So when I was younger, I had so many men that tried to take advantage of me, right? Tried to do things to me. And, it took me a long time to even talk about this, to heal from it, right? And even through my 20s, right? Or my teenage years, I had men always trying to take advantage of me, right? And I was just, I would always let them, right? And I realized after, that was a trauma that I needed to heal from, because a lot of times if you don't heal from these traumatizing experiences that happen, they vomit out on your kids. They vomit out on, fear that you place on other people that you love and you care about, because you don't want to see them go through that same trauma or that same situation, when realistically your traumas and whatever situation that happened to you has nothing to do with them. And it doesn't necessarily mean that those traumas will happen to them. That's just fear that you're holding on to because you didn't deal with the trauma. You didn't heal from it. So then now that's like vomiting out onto the people that you love, right? So a lot of times we have traumatizing experiences that happen to us, and then we're fearful and we're worried that we don't want those traumatizing experiences to happen to our kids, happen to our brothers or sisters or people that we love and we care about. But it's realistically, that's you holding on to a traumatizing experience that you're not healing from and not letting go. So then again, that starts vomiting out onto the people that you love and you care about. So what happened to me, I was like, I don't want my daughter, she's turning into a teenager, right? She's turning into a teenager, and now a fear kind of happened, crawled up inside of me saying, oh man, I don't want my daughter to be around, men figure when her father is not there or I'm not there, right? And a situation had occurred where she was with somebody and, in their care, and they had friends over. And it's not to say nothing, there was girls, there was only one guy, nothing. There's not to say that it was a situation that she was in danger or anything was gonna happen to her, but it was my traumatizing experiences that made me fearful of her being even around. any men figure when her dad is not there or I'm not there. And again, that had nothing to do with the situation. It had to do with me. It had to do with my trauma that I had from my past that was vomiting out on me being fearful of my daughter to be around men figures when I'm not there, there's no need for that, right? There's no need for me to be fearful of that ever happening as long as I know that she's in, good care with somebody, right? I can't vomit that fear out onto her when that's my traumatizing experiences. So when that happened, I reacted in such a angry way of, not wanting my daughter to like be around any men figures when I'm not there. And that I because of that fear of the situations that happened to me in the past with me being around men figures and them taking advantage of me when I was her age. So again, that was a trauma that popped up that I thought I healed from and released, and I didn't. Right? I didn't, because it popped up and it affected my decisions on how I was looking at how I don't want my daughter to be around men figures when I'm not there, right? Or her dad is not there. And then I started to have all this worry and fear that I was vomiting out on her, right? I shouldn't be doing that, because that was my traumatizing experience, not hers. Right? I should not allow that to affect her life. And again, there's people out there that can probably relate to what I'm talking about, is that especially of kids, a traumatizing experience happened to you and you're just fearful. You don't want your kids to go through that same situation, or you have a friend, or you have a brother, or you have a sister, and you don't want them to go through a bad experience. So you try everything possible to protect them, which at the end of the day, we have to realize that life is a journey, right? And that everybody around us has their own journeys to experience inside of life, right? Whether it be good, whether it be bad, whatever, that we need to allow them to go through their journeys. That a lot of times when we want to protect them and we're fearful of things happening to them, and that's your traumatizing experiences that you didn't heal from. That fear is your fear, not theirs, right? And that's what, again, made me realize that trigger that popped up was showing to me that that's something that I need to heal from and I need to release and let go, right? Because that has nothing to do with my daughter. So when that experience happened to me, I took a step back and I said, wow, man, why did I get so mad? Like, why did nothing happen? Why am I so fearful to allow my daughter to be, in a household with men, right? Or when, there's nothing for me to be fearful for. There's nothing for me to be scared about. I know that she's in good hands. I know that person is taking care, that woman is taking care of her, whoever she's with, whoever she's in company with. I have full trust that she's in good hands and that they will be taking care of her. But again, that fear of, because of my past, was vomiting out. And again, that trigger made me realize that I still need to heal. I still need to heal from my past. And that if I don't heal from it and realize that healing needs to be done, how can I ever move forward, right? So a lot of things inside of our past that makes us have like these triggers and these emotions, sometimes we put them in the back of our head once it happens, right? I'm sharing with you guys that it's the most invigorating feeling when you can see that those triggers are something that needs to be healed, released, and let go, because it's no longer your truth, right? And it's the past. And again, a lot of times the triggers that we deal with today has to do with the past. It has to do with traumatizing experiences that happened to us, whether it be a breakup, whether it be, your parents neglected you, whether it be, you went through abuse when you were younger, right? Physically, your parents were verbally abusive, or whether people didn't believe in you, or, whether you didn't have much friends. Again, there's so many, experiences that we carry with us, from the past into our adult life, right? From our childhood experiences. And then we get these triggers of things that happens to us now as we're grown-ups, and then it affects us on how we interact with people, whether it be our kids, whether it be our family members, whether it be our friends. It doesn't matter. It comes out some sort of way through what? A trigger, something that triggers you, and then you lash out, right? A lot of the times when we get angry, we get frustrated, we get stressed, we get anxiety, what all those negative emotions are triggers from traumatizing experiences from the past. And some of them are not even of our emotions and trauma. Sometimes it's our parents' traumas that fall onto us, but we witnessed it and we saw them, right? And they fall onto us, and then we carry it forward to our adult lives, right? So that's why I'm making this video, to show to you guys, like, I had recently this weekend a trigger of something emotionally happened to me, where I was able to really analyze it and say, man, why am I letting this affect me so much? And I realized it's because I have not healed and forgive my past, right? And that it's time for me to heal, and it's time for me to forgive that past, so then I do not project that out to my loved ones. And I don't project that fear and that anxiety and that hurt out onto my daughter, because I don't want her to be raised, fearing to ever be in a room with a man, right? Because at the end of the day, that's my fears, that's my anxiety, that's my past traumas that happened to me in the past, right? That I need to heal from, and I need to release and let go, because that's not my life now, right? My life now is, that situation made me stronger, made me wiser, made me understand, what love is. What does it mean for somebody to care about you? What is it to forgive, to understand more on how sometimes people do things because they're hurt, right? They're hurt, or they didn't know any better, right? And forgive and let go. It taught me so much. Your past traumas and experiences that you had as a childhood teaches you so much, molds you into the strong person that you are today. A lot of past traumatizing experiences is what helps you to become a stronger parent, a better boss, a better employee, a better business owner, like whatever it is. A lot of traumatizing experiences, people take that and they become stronger and wiser, right? So, but at the end of the day, a lot of people don't heal and don't forgive the past from that. They take that strength sometimes and they move forward, yes. But at the end of the day, when triggers come up, the trauma comes up too. And then it just vomits and projects out on the fear and the anxiety and the worry, vomits out on the people that we love. So at the end of the day, you guys, this video I'm making, it was just to make an example, to show you that when triggers come up, majority of the times it's because of past traumas that need to be healed, that need to be forgiven, that need to be released and let go, because you do not want those triggers to vomit out on the people that you love, because it's just not fair, right? And it's not fair to yourself too. It's time to look yourself in the mirror and face those traumas, face those triggers, and don't just beat yourself up for having that trigger. Understand it. Why did I get so mad? Why am I so fearful or worried about this happening? Is it because it happened to me, so I just don't want it to happen? You can't predict the future of what's going to happen to your kids, or what's going to happen to your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your mom, or whatever. You can't, because at the end of the day, everybody has your own journey to walk through in life, right? Whether it be good, whether it be bad, you can't stop that journey. No matter what you try to do, you can't. Everybody has their own journey that they have to walk through. You can do your best to try to protect your kids, your mom, your this, your that. But at the end of the day, no matter what you do, they still have to walk through their journey. They still have to go through their path, right? Because it's their life lessons that they need to be learned, right? So that fear, that anxiety, that worry that you're having over your loved ones is just your past traumas that you have not healed from. And it's time to wake up and face those triggers. Face those triggers, look them in the face and understand them. Don't try to push them back down. Don't try to, beat yourself up and say, man, why am I feeling this way? Ugh. Like, you know what I mean? And ignore those feelings. Those triggers that you're having, there's a reason for them. There's a reason why you're having those triggers. And again, like I said, just based off of experience as well, there are a lot of, they have a lot to do with the traumas from the past, from your past childhood life, right, that you experienced, or it could be past traumas of your parents that you witnessed, right, and it carried forward with you to your adult life. So I'm urging you guys out there that whatever triggers that you go through, whether it be you get angry easily, whether you get sad very fast, or you're suffering from anxiety, or you get frustrated really fast, all those emotions, all those negative, low vibrational emotions, they're all triggers trying to show you that you need to heal from something, that you need to forgive and let go and face something that you've been ignoring, that you've been digging deep down and you haven't wanting to confront it and face it forward. And understand, you guys, life is a big lesson. So at the end of the day, if you don't face these triggers and understand them and heal from your past traumas and heal from the past, you're always going to be constantly going through certain lessons that are constantly going to bring up those triggers and those traumas, and keep living in this dirty cycle of anxiety, worry, fear, stress, anger, frustration, all these negative emotions over and over and over and over and over again, because you're not facing what's behind those triggers. You're not facing those traumas behind those triggers, right? And when I started to really see this, you guys, that when I have certain triggers, where are they stemming from? Man, oh man, like I feel like I'm way more happier. I feel like I'm less anxious. I'm less fearful. I don't worry as much, because I'm trying to better understand what are these triggers. If I'm going to get super mad at my daughter for leaving a cup on the floor, why does that simple thing upset me so much, right? And a lot of times that anger that you have is again a trigger for you to heal something else. It's way deeper. And in order for you, and I'm learning, in order for you to live a happy, blissful life, which everybody wants and everybody deserves, is to understand those triggers. I think that's the most important thing, to understanding what's true happiness. How can you live a happier life? How can you live a blissful life, right? Because everybody deserves to live a happier life. Everybody deserves to wake up and not feel anxious, nervous, fearful. Those are all low vibrational emotions that are not of God. They're not. God is love. You are love. You are created to live a prosperous, your cup runneth over full life, right? Fear, anxiety, anger, worry, stress, all those are just negative spiritual energies that are not of God. Realize that and understand that. God is love. You are love. You're created to be a loving being, full of happiness, joy, and abundance of everything around you, of just a living abundance life, right? But again, it's those traumas that are latched onto you that are just like weighing you down. And a lot of people don't realize that those triggers that you have on an everyday basis are trying to teach you that you need to heal from those traumas, that you need to face them. And sometimes, you guys, going into that darkest moment to face those traumas, it's like, I say, it's like you're shedding, you're dying from your old self, and like, I feel like I'm reborn. I'm reborn into a new, stronger, wiser, happier version of myself that I didn't even know that was there, because I had that dark shadow just latched onto me of all these traumas and these past experiences that are not serving me now, that are not, that again stops me from living a blissful, loving, happy life, right? And I feel like if everybody out there can start saying that I need to face these traumas, I need to heal from them, a lot more people out there will stop allowing the littlest things to get them so angry, to get them so stressed, to get them so fearful, to get them so worried. That those things, like, that are exterior, like losing somebody who doesn't love you, who's not treating you good, it's not going to affect you and break you down so badly, right? Because it's not stemming from trauma and fear, right? Money, not having the money that you want, not having abundance of money won't affect you that much. You'll understand that if you're healthy, you're whole, you're already rich. And you'll stop living in lack and start living and feeling abundance, that you're whole and you have everything in you to attract more wealth, right? But a lot of times, again, trauma from a childhood. Maybe some people out there, their parents always complained about money, so then they grew up always complaining about money. So there you go, that's a trauma right there, that you always lived in lack, so now you grew up living in lack, right? So, but that's something that needs to be healed. So it's just, there's so many different areas that from our past childhood that needs to be healed, but we don't see it, right? So if you honestly want to live a more happier and a more blissful life, start understanding your triggers, because those triggers, like I said, are just past traumas from your past childhood that just needs to be healed and wants to be seen. And if you don't see it and acknowledge it, it will just keep following you around your whole life. And those triggers will always keep triggering you, right? So I know, based off of my experience this weekend, I journaled. I journaled what happened to me, right? When I was younger, that made me have that thought that I don't want my daughter to be in rooms with just men, right? I mean, like, even men around there without me or her dad in like around her, right? That I need to have more faith that whoever's supervision she's in, they're looking out for her, they're taking care of her. That I don't want to have that fear and that anxiety of what if this and what if that. I'm creating that, because your mind and your words are powerful. You create your life around you. So if I'm already thinking negative and I'm already thinking that I'm putting that out there in the universe, and I don't want to do that, because what if that's not the case, right? But I'm creating it through my negative thoughts and emotions and fears that are stemming from my traumas, not hers, right? So that's why it's so important that I said to myself, I need to heal. It's time for me to heal. It's time for me to forgive all the people in the past that hurt me and traumatized me, that were in my life, that were men figures, right? Release those situations, because they only made me stronger. They only made me wiser. They only gave me experience that I can connect with other women who dealt with, past traumatizing experiences with men when they were younger, that I now can inspire others and help them, right? So there's so much blessings from the bad that I can now move forward with and not allow them to affect me anymore, because I know they did not mold me into the person that I am. They did not control me to dim my light. My light's always going to shine. It's all your perspective and how you decide to see it and how you decide to heal from it. And I'm declaring I am ready to heal from it and let it go. And I'm not gonna allow it drag on to me no more. So what does that do? I honestly feel like that's not gonna make triggers like that affect me anymore when it comes to the people that I love around me. I'm not gonna think those negative thoughts. I'm not gonna allow those negative thoughts of my past consume me anymore, for me to vomit it out onto the ones that I love, because I am healing from it. I'm understanding it, and I'm saying to those triggers that I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to let you go. Right? So I urge you guys out there, if this video has resonated to you in some sort of way, take the time. Take the time to maybe journal out what happened to you. I know it's hard. I know it probably sucks to face that situation. You know what I mean? That triggered you. That's been weighing on your back. But it's time to let it go. Set yourself free. Do that for yourself. Set yourself free from that traumatizing experience, whatever it could be. Doesn't matter. Everybody's situation is different. But free yourself. Free yourself and say, I'm ready to let go. And the biggest way I can tell you guys to do that is journal it. Journal it out. And if you want, burn that piece of paper and say, I'm ready to release it and let it go. But face it, because I guarantee you guys, once you guys can face those traumas and heal from them and release them and let them go, man, there's no better feeling. It's like a weight is lifted off of your chest and you're ready to be free, and you're ready to allow new things to come into your life that's not going to have those thoughts and those triggers coming up no more. And you're going to be able to be happier, right? Because you're not going to have those triggers that come up and affect you in your life anymore, right? So it gives more room for you to live less in fear and anxiety and worry and more in happiness, right? So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope this video has helped you guys in some sort of way, right? I always like to just share my experiences with you guys, because there's so many people that have different stories or different situations in their life that can probably relate to my story, and that I can inspire them and help them in some sort of way. And that's exactly what I'm doing with this YouTube channel, you guys, is just sharing my experiences through life and how I'm walking through them to become a wiser, happier, better version of myself more than ever, and not allowing anything to get in the way of me living that happier life that we all deserve, right? But it's always about learning and evolving and working on yourself, because the more you work on yourself is the more you're allowing yourself to evolve and become the best version of yourself. So thanks for watching, you guys. Again, I always say in all my videos, each one teach one, share the love, share the knowledge. So whatever knowledge you've gained from this video, please have a conversation with somebody else. I always say, pay it forward. Whatever I learned, this is exactly what I'm doing. I learned these things from watching videos, and now I'm paying it forward to other people out there. So it's always good to just pay it forward. Whatever you learn, please pay it forward. And also leave me a comment. Tell me what your thoughts are, right? Tell me what you enjoyed about this video. And yeah, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit it before you leave. And stay tuned for more videos, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have an amazing day, okay? Take care.